Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Thursday, March 21st.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us on the way. And I saw a lot of fog and rain here and there.
Yeah, it's an umbrella kind of morning. RJ and Mike are going to be busy today.
Yeah, hopefully folks take it easy because the roads are wet. It's just kind of I guess best way to put it is just kind of yuck sort of a morning, you know, misty, drizzly, a little bit of fog out there, 60 degrees. It's not really cold, but yeah, grab a jacket because of some of that light rain. And notice how that bottom number, dew point, is up to 59. So we've got 96% humidity, you know, that little bit of a breeze out there or no wind. And that's one of the reasons why we do have some of that fog. We will get out of the 60s today. Barely, 71, hint of sunshine, but also another chance for some rain. More on that in just a second. The aquifer did go up another 0.2 of a foot. We'll take anything heading north as far as the aquifer is concerned. And the allergens, oak, remember it had gone up a whole bunch from the previous day. It was up to 3,400 yesterday. We are definitely getting into the heart of the oak season. All right, take a look at radar right now. And we do have some just basically light showers around the area. And then what's not showing up on radar is all that very fine mist. When I walked outside this morning, it was, again, just like from a spray bottle kind of mist. And then there were a few little raindrops here and there. But obviously we do have some of these showers. And if you look right here in town, a couple of them that are picked up on radar over there on the northwest side of town as this loops on through here. And then a few more down here in northern Frio County, and everything sliding off to the east, and even a decent shower here and there. There may be a couple of claps of thunder. And then further off to the southeast, there's not a lot showing up as of right now, but this is a very volatile atmosphere down here, and things are going to be getting going as the morning rolls on. As a matter of fact, Storm Prediction Center does have a fairly decent chance for some of those to become strong to severe. Now, it does go back as far as the isolated severe storm as far back as San Antonio and parts of the hill country. Very doubtful with that, but just want to be on the lookout later on this morning if a thunderstorm does decide to pop up. Also on top of that, of course, we've got a lot of fog, 1 mile visibility at the airport, just over a mile Port SA, half miles drop down in Castroville right now. Most of it is metropolitan area west, but pretty much everybody has some fog in one way, shape or another. And of course, this is going to be sticking around. Mid upper 50s, low 60s around here. We are a good anywhere 5 to 10 degrees above normal. Showers, a couple of thunderstorms going to redevelop later on this afternoon. We will make it, like I said, in the low 70s. Then tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, going to be hot. Humidity is going to be okay, though, tomorrow. Then we sort of spring back just a little bit as far as temperatures. Normal readings, mid-70s, mid-50s over the weekend. Good-looking day Saturday. More clouds, maybe a shower late on Sunday. A couple of showers on Monday early, and then sunshine and warm, but comfortable next week. All the details and a look at the rain chance later on today coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. All right, wet roads, RJ. Anything yet?
All right, Mike. Yeah, you called it mist, rain, wet roads, everything out there. If you're about to head out the door right now, as we take a quick look here at 37, both directions here at the Alamo Dome, traffic moving pretty good. But we are not seeing here is because of the mist and fog is the Tower of the Americas in the background there. So something to keep in mind if you're about to head out. Now, fortunately, we have not seen any major crashes overnight. But again, be safe out there if you're about to head out right now. We do have ongoing construction here in northeast side. This is, of course, that northeast expansion project. Seeing some pretty good delays here, especially for our drivers coming in southbound from the Live Oak Forum area to Topperwine Road, about a 13 or 12 miles per hour. That's you're going to be driving 40 miles per hour if you're going to be driving on 1604. Speaking of the far east side, we do have a stalled vehicle being reported right now, I-10 eastbound at Santa Clara Road. This is going to be for all of our drivers coming out towards the Seguin area right now, not causing too many delays at the moment. But again, they're doing a lot of construction on the frontage roads in the west and eastbound directions here on the east side in that area as well. As we take you now to the west side, and we have construction going on here, US 90 at Loop 410. And this is good news because earlier we saw that there was some traffic delays out there in this area. I'm guessing it's more because of some of the weather conditions that we're actually seeing at the moment, because as Mike mentioned, especially right now on the west side of town, far west side, we are seeing a lot of fog out there. One more quick shot here. Trans got traffic cameras, 281 at the quarry. Just again, seeing slick roads out there. Give yourself some more time if you're about to head outside right now and head on to work a little bit early. So we will continue to monitor the very latest and give you more details as we get them. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Well, there are still questions about what led to the deaths of Savannah and Caden Krieger. Their bodies were found Tuesday near Tom Slick Park. Investigators believe that Savannah killed her 3-year-old son, then turned the gun on herself. It is a situation her mother says she just cannot comprehend.
I want to know, like, what led up to this? What, if she did do this, like, what could have made her feel that she was alone?
Now, Savannah's mother asked that we not show her face on camera. As for a motive, that's still not clear. For now, Nancy says she left without her daughter, grandson, or answers. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says a gun was found nearby, and deputies are investigating it as a murder-suicide.
A San Antonio mother arrested and charged after police say she is accused of giving her son's bully a non-toxic drink. Jennifer Rossi's attorney says the case should have never become a criminal case and should have been handled in the principal's office.
Seems like a crime has been manufactured to fit a circumstance that's not even criminal. And that's what is apparent to us. That there are apparent conflicts in the sense that the complainant's mom works for the school and the school district PD.
Bexar County Sheriff's Office charged her with injury to a child resulting in bodily injury, reckless by omission, a state felony. A report says Rossi admitted to mixing lemon, salt, and vinegar into a sports drink after she found out her son was being bullied. The accused bully then complained of nausea and headache after taking a drink and was taken to a hospital. Bexar County Sheriff says Rossi's arrest information was posted on social media as a warning to the community.
Well, I think we've all been in that situation where we've got a child that has been bullied. You can't just take the law into your own hands and go and, do something to a child that clearly puts them at risk for, at the very least, injury. It's not okay.
Rossi's case is pending a grand jury indictment, but her lawyer says the district attorney's office has the option to reject the case. The DA's office said it could not comment on a pending case.
This morning, more Americans are being evacuated from Haiti as the gang-led rebellion continues. Some have escaped on a U.S. chartered helicopter flight and others on a plane that landed in Orlando overnight. Heavily armed groups have taken over much of the capital, and rights advocates have reported widespread killings, kidnappings, and sexual violence. The State Department says that multiple flights are planned to help as many people as possible. The number of Americans that had reached out to the U.S. Embassy in Haiti is approaching 1,600.
In Utah, the FBI is investigating how a man was able to board a Delta flight without a ticket. Authorities say the 26-year-old man took photos of boarding passes on passengers' phones at the airport on Salt Lake City. The FBI says he then used the image to gain access to the plane. Just before takeoff, flight attendants realized he did not have a valid ticket. ABC News learned the suspect was booked on 2 standby flights that were full. He tried getting on the Delta flight, telling authorities he was just trying to get home. The incident comes less than 3 months after another security breach at the same airport. In January, a man whose family says he had mental health issues was able to run onto a tarmac, then jumped into the engine of a plane, later dying. Well, now to a new warning about the dangers of TikTok, and both political parties are sounding the alarm.
One senator is even comparing the social media platform to a gun aimed at Americans.
As ABC's Andrea Fujii reports, there's new information on how the Chinese-owned company uses its platform against the U.S.
The bill is passed.
This morning, 1 week after the House approved a bill that could potentially ban TikTok in the U.S., senators from both sides of the aisle have a stark new warning about the app.
TikTok is a grave national security threat to Americans.
TikTok is a gun aimed at Americans' heads.
Senators yesterday got a classified briefing about how TikTok, owned by Chinese company ByteDance, uses the information it gathers against Americans. One concern, that the app could be used by China to influence the upcoming presidential election.
I will say very emphatically, the American people need and deserve to hear what we've just been told, because they would be deeply frightened.
ByteDance denies sharing Americans' data with the Chinese government. TikTok has urged its 170 million users in the U.S. to contact their lawmakers to oppose the bill passed by the House. Some of that lobbying now reportedly getting violent.
Okay, listen. If you ban TikTok, I will find you and shoot you.
That's a voicemail North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis says his office received.
To have TikTok tell these kids to do that doesn't actually help their case, it hurts their case.
The bill passed by the House would force ByteDance to sell the app or face a ban in the U.S. Still no word if the Senate will take up that bill, but there appears to be growing support for some sort of action later this spring.
Senators are now considering holding a public hearing on the TikTok bill. Congress returns from spring break April 8th. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
1 week ago, the Texas Longhorns men's basketball team lost to Kansas State 78-74 in the first round of the Big 12 tournament, but now they're getting ready to play Colorado State in the first round of the NCAA tournament tonight.
All year long, we've had to have a short memory. If we have a hangover in the Big 12, you lose the next game. So, you're only as good with the win or loss on that given night. Big 12 tournament's done. We're in the NCAA tournament now. It's 0-0, and everybody's got an opportunity, and you're on a neutral court. You're going to play a great opponent. We've had time to get back and work on some things that we try to do best, and hone in on some details to be prepared for a quality opponent here in Colorado State right now at the moment. So I think, again, our guys are excited about the opportunity, and we've had a short memory all year.
So it's Steph's number 7 Longhorns against someone else's number 10 Colorado State tonight. Tip-off 5:50 p.m. at Spectrum Center over in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you want, I'll see if I can get my folks to head over there and cheer your team on tonight.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think they live too far from that.
Yeah.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
I hope. Maybe that'll give them some good luck there.
Right. I just don't think they have burnt orange in their closet.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Just show up.
Good luck, Steph. 5'11", 60 degrees.
Well, just ahead, a new feature for YouTube TV, customers that use iPhones and iPads.
And next, why the federal government is considering that car manufacturers should be forced to include female crash test dummies in their tests.
Let's look out there with a live cam, and RJ said it earlier, with that fog, you really can't see the Tower of Americas. I know I was coming in on I-10 and I couldn't see it at all. Also, it's kind of wet in some spots, so be careful on your way out. We'll be right back.
Breaking news, we just spotted this on TransGuide, folks. Take a look. We've got big fire and quite a bit of smoke right now. This is happening over in East Bexar County at 1604 North and I-10 East, the ramp out there right now. We don't know what is on fire. Have to assume it's some sort of vehicle there on the side of the road. Traffic is moving in that area, and RJ is going to try to get us some more information as we go through these next 10 or 15 minutes. Steph?
Thank you, Mark. Well, women on average are more likely to be injured or die in a car crash than men, and the federal government is now looking into whether car manufacturers should be required to include female crash test dummies in their testing. ABC's Gia Benitez has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the future of female crash test dummies in America. The dummies inside current tests are based on designs nearly 5 decades old. And they're largely built to reflect the male body. What experts say needs to be done to make women just as safe as men on the road.
We know that females are injured differently than a male. So it doesn't matter if you have a small male in the car. We need to have a female in the car to represent a female.
And coming up at 7 a.m., how the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is responding.
The previous generation of vehicles, there's no question that there was a disparity between male and female crash outcomes. And look, as a department, we are obviously committed to closing that gap.
With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Time now is 5:17 and 60 degrees for now.
RJ, any initial information on this fire?
8 units on the scene right now, and that's, again, being reported by the San Antonio Fire Department, but at least 8 units on the scene at the moment.
Okay, yeah, quite a bit of flame still and lots of black smoke if you see that over on the far east side of town.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma? How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
Bye-bye cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Mucinex DM gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion in any cough, day or night. Mucinex DM. It's comeback season. Now try Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops.
Are you tired of your hair breaking after waiting years for it to grow? New Pantene with more pro vitamins plus biotin and collagen repairs as well as the leading luxury bonding brand. Stronger, healthier hair without the $60 price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
All right, guys, it's 5:20 right now, and we're going to give you the very latest as we continue to gather more information on this car fire that's out there on the far east side around the Converse area. So just to pull back the curtain a little bit, I was on the phone with TransGuide trying to get some more information on this because this was initially reported by the San Antonio Fire Department, and you do see that this car is now fully engulfed in flames. We're still trying to gather details on what exactly happened, but I was on the phone with TransGuide when this car actually caught fire, and now we are seeing, obviously, it engulfed in flames right now on I-10 East at Loop 1604. This is our TransGuide camera on this area. So right now the San Antonio Fire Department is reporting at least 8 units that are responding to this situation. And again, still trying to gather details on exactly what happened out there. But obviously a pretty scary scene as we're seeing right now based on our TransGuide traffic cameras right now, and still trying to get more information on what potentially occurred out there. So what we're being told right now is that this is on the Loop 1604 northbound direction at the I-10 eastbound exit ramp. So we do have at least one main lane blocked for the moment right now, and based on our traffic maps, you do see that there is an indication of some traffic sort of delays in this area. My guess is that they probably are going to definitely maybe shut down a little bit more as they continue to work on this car fire out there. Again, don't want to jump to any details, but still trying to gather more information as we take one more quick look here at TransGuide. We have a car fully engulfed out here on the far east side, I-10 eastbound at Loop 1604. We do believe this is the northbound lanes of 1604 at the I-10 East ramp, and again, at least 8 fire units, San Antonio Fire Department units out there responding to this scene out there, and we will continue to give you the very latest as we get more details. Mike, how are things looking outside? We know that there's a lot of fog and mist.
Yeah, fog and mist out there, and traffic behind those flames were going in both directions was still moving along. So obviously RJ is going to get more information on that. All right, it is wet out there. Allow yourself plenty of extra time, obviously, this morning because, as he was just mentioning, we got fog, we got rain. This is what it looks like on radar as of right now, and you can see a good portion of the area does have rain, not anything real heavy. We've got a couple of cells. This one right here on the southwest side of town, just crossing over 35 right here, heading up to the north to northeast. So folks around Lackland, you're going to want to watch out for that. If you're heading down 35, you're going to run into that. And there may be, we're not seeing any lightning as of right now, but with some of these cells that are going to try and develop, don't be surprised if there are a couple of lightning strikes out there and you hear a few claps of thunder. A few more of these showers, obviously just sort of scattered about the area. And then look down here to the southeast, right there around Cuero. Now we are starting to see a couple of lightning strikes near Yorktown as well, as everything is moving its way off to the northeast. And it's down here in our southeastern counties where the better chance for a couple of a few potentially strong storms are going to be. Visibility continues to drop down 3/4 of a mile. Castroville, mile out there at the airport. Not bad further off to the east around Gonzales, and then heading up into the hill country as well and down to the southwest where some of the thickest fog is. Temperatures are going to be staying steady all morning long. We have a few showers and thunderstorms around here. Bit of a break in the action by the middle portion of the day, even a couple of hints of sunshine here and there. We will make it to 71, and then more showers and storms are going to be developing later on. So here's the computer model. Now watch what happens down here to the southeast where these thunderstorms really start to blossom, and that's where some of those may be on the strong, potentially severe side by later on this morning. Then those are going to be moving on out. We'll still have a couple of leftover showers. There's the break in the action. More are going to be developing then later on. And once again, the Storm Prediction Center outlook. a better chance of something potentially severe. Gonzales east of there, down around Victoria as well, and maybe 1 or 2. So like on the southwest side, that one cell that's developing, just be on the lookout if that decides to, like I said, have a couple of lightning strikes in it. And then, any of those storms, some high winds and small hail are going to be the biggest threats. 71 today, we get up to 80 tomorrow. It will be somewhat comfortable, though, with the humidity okay, and then back to mid-70s, mid-50s, low to mid-50s, so normal temperatures over the weekend, more clouds on Sunday, chance of rain late Sunday, early Monday, then we'll clear out. A bit of a front comes through here, Pacific front. It's hot behind it, but we'll have some drier air, so comfortable toward the middle portion of next week. We're going to get the latest on that car fire on the east side coming up after this. Stick around.
Just about 5:28, YouTube TV is bringing its multi-view feature to both iPhones and iPads. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, YouTube TV's newest feature, the app is launching new support for multi-view, which allows users to watch up to 4 channels at once on iPhones and iPads. Multi-view will be available for Android users in the coming months. Apple is streamlining helpful information for its products in a newly added documentation page on its website. It provides links to user guides, repair manuals, specs, and downloads, and it's all in one place. Everything is categorized and searchable from the Mac and iPhone to AirPods and Vision Pro as well. Finally, another step in the partnership between Lego and the makers of Fortnite. They're letting creators design and build their own islands within Fortnite using Lego elements. There are 4 templates to get everyone started, and then you're only limited by your imagination. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
5:28, 60 degrees.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, the San Antonio doctor is back home after a remarkable climb to the top of the world's tallest mountains. Why she says donating an organ doesn't need to slow you down.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday, March 21st.
Thanks for joining us. And already we have a big mess on the roads.
Yeah, guys, specifically in the far east side in the Converse area. So let's take a quick look at TransGuide because we've been following this car fire. This car was fully engulfed in flames just about 10-15 minutes ago. So fire crews have been out there for the past, I would say, 20 minutes looking to put this car fire out. We see some smoke there kind of billowing up in the air a little bit, sort of the aftermath. And we do have a reporter headed out there, Sarah Cosa, and our photographer. So we're looking at here is 1604 at I-10 eastbound. You do see the headlights coming in your direction. That's going to be the frontage road of I-10 East. So we are getting a little bit of traffic through there, but still trying to determine exactly what officials are going to do there to maybe shut down some of the lanes there, especially right there at 1604. But again, Sarah Cosa is headed out there right now. So hopefully we get some more information on what exactly happened out there. It got pretty scary out there as we have some video that we rolled on just a little while ago. Let's show that because we were actually on the phone with TransGuide and when this car became fully engulfed in flames, again, just trying to figure out the details of this crash. So you see some traffic that was still obviously moving through that area, and what we were initially told was that it was on 1604 North at the I-10 East exit ramp. So some pretty scary visuals there, but again, we will get more information on the ground here, hopefully in just a bit from our crew headed in that direction. As we come back out to me real quick, let's give a real-time shot here exactly what's going on. So we are seeing traffic move through this area. Let's go to our maps real quick. We are seeing the biggest delays on 1604 here, headed northbound. Again, headed towards the Converse area. It looks like I-10 is still kind of moving pretty smoothly in both directions in this area. But again, this is kind of a developing situation out there on the far east side. So if you are waking up right now around the Converse area, on the far east side, headed on I-10, 1604, keep in mind you may run into some of the situation that we're seeing out there. Everything else across the city is looking okay for the most part. Again, we are monitoring the wet conditions out there, slick roads, and we're going to head to Mike now to get an update on the weather. How are things looking outside, Mike?
Just kind of murky out there. Looking at that video with that thick black smoke and those flames, I wonder if maybe that was hauling something, maybe some petroleum products or something like that, or had some, a truck with some big fuel tanks on it. But obviously we are going to find that out for you. All right, out there at the airport, as you can see, it is murky. The roads are wet. Allow yourself plenty of extra time this morning. 60 temperature, dew point 59. So when those two numbers are running neck and neck, Means you have relative humidities well up in the upper 90s, and we've got a little bit of a breeze or no breeze in some places. So that's why we do have some fog out there as well. And notice how a good chunk of the area is covered with some light rain primarily, but also we've got a few decent downpours, specifically here on the south side of town. And this is this line right to 35 and then right there by Palo Alto College. And this is all sliding up to the north. So if you are in the downtown area around Harlandale, Highland Park, you're going to be seeing some of these showers here and even a couple of fairly decent downpours that are moving on through, and then also on the west side of town as that cell continues to work its way further on up to the north. Elsewhere, again, just a few basically light to moderate showers, a few more down there around Poteet, and then over here by Lavernia, heading on further on out to the east. And again, then further out to the east is where we are going to be seeing some of these potentially on the strong side. We're going to have to be on the lookout. Obviously, a thunderstorm pops up, you're going to have some blustery winds associated with it if indeed these do develop into thunderstorms, which there is that chance this morning. Down there around Cuero, as you can see, we've got a few more of these fairly decent cell, and also some of the lightning strikes are now being detected down there. And it's down to the southeast, like I said, where the better chance for anything potentially on the strong side is going to be developing, and then further on down to the coast later on this morning. So visibility, yeah, we've got a lot of thick fog, pretty much San Antonio, New Braunfels out to the west. Uvalde, just 1 mile visibility as of right now. And it's sort of that band almost from Fredericksburg all the way down toward Laredo. As far as the allergens, Oak, yep, it is up there, 3,400. Moderate amount of mold throughout the rest of today, 66 at noon, 71 high temperature. We get a break in the action as far as rain, say midday, then we'll see a few more showers and thunderstorms refire later on dinner time going into this evening. Then a good looking weekend. Those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. This morning, San Antonio police still looking for 2 people who robbed an armored truck crew at gunpoint. Happened yesterday morning. A Brinks truck making a delivery on Austin Highway near Harry Wurzbach when 2 robbers ordered the crew onto the ground. The robbers stole money from the truck and then took off. The good news, no one was hurt. If you have any details that could help, call San Antonio police. Despite strong bipartisan agreement, the U.S. could still see a partial government shutdown this weekend. As Amy Kiley reports, supporters probably have enough votes to pass the deal, but they may not have enough time.
Where there's a will.
We've been very, very consistent, very adamant that we had to get our government funded. We had to get the appropriations process done.
There's not always a way. Parts of the federal government could briefly shut down this weekend, despite a bipartisan budget deal. The issue is time and whether it can overcome hurdles by the end of tomorrow.
Even with bipartisanship, it's going to be a tight squeeze to get this funding package passed.
The deal appears to have enough support to pass eventually. It funds parts of the government an earlier package didn't cover.
There's absolutely no reason for a pointless and costly shutdown.
But legislating requires a series of steps. With everyone in agreement, they go quickly. But how often is Congress in total agreement?
You think you guys should shut it down?
I do.
Lawmakers who oppose the deal have ways to slow down the process. Some say they at least want more time to read the legislation.
You don't even know what's in there and what's not in there.
In the House, expediting with a suspension of the rules requires a supermajority. In the Senate, a speedy unanimous consent vote fails if a single person objects.
It isn't really about the process of whether it's Friday or Saturday or Sunday. It's whether or not someone stands up and says the emperor has no clothes, the country has no money.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
In other news, the FAA investigating a hot air balloon accident in Rochester, Minnesota. A traffic camera showed what happened next to a busy road right there around 7 o'clock last night. That hot air with 3 people in it crashed right into some power lines. You could see it spark for a few seconds, then drop to the ground and start catching fire. You see the smoke drifting across the highway. Firefighters say they were able to put out the flames early. Miraculously, all 3 people on board survived with just minor injuries.
The Biden administration is pumping the brakes on new vehicle emission standards. That's giving automakers more time to ramp up their production of electric cars. The new emission standards will be phased in more slowly than originally proposed. However, they will eventually get close to the same goal set out by the EPA to have electric cars make up 56% of sales by 2032.
Beachgoers down at Mustang Island near Corpus Christi are reporting something that looks kind of like an alien. Researchers have nicknamed these creatures spaghetti monsters. The actual name for the animals that look like eyeballs is Rhizophysa. They are similar to a Portuguese man-o'-war, which is a colony of animals living together as one. They have tentacles and can sting. That's why if you see one, it's best to admire it from a distance. I don't know if admire is the right word.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Observe it. Yeah.
Like Steph would say, ew, and then walk away.
And then walk away. Yeah. That was my first question. Does it sting? Well, now we know.
It does.
Time now 5:40 and 60 degrees for now.
KSAT is hitting the road once again. Today we're taking the 6 p.m. newscast to another one of San Antonio's neighborhoods to highlight issues that impact its community. We've got a preview next.
And it's been a foggy morning and a rainy morning, so be careful out there. We've already had problems on the roadways. We're going to be checking in with RJ for the very latest, and also Mike as far as the weather conditions for the rest of your week.
Good morning, welcome back. It's that time again. KSAT's Know My Neighborhood team takes the 6 o'clock show on the road. Later today, we head to the Northern Hills and Valencia neighborhoods on the northeast side.
KSAT team will host a live neighborhood newscast from the 19th hole bar and grill at the Northern Hills Golf Course.
Everything is close by. I don't want to live downtown San Antonio. I want to live out in the outskirts, and this is just right.
If you look at a big map of the city, look for the green spaces. This is one of those big green spaces.
And if you want a place to raise a family that's safe and nice, this is a great neighborhood to be in.
Although we don't have a lot of children here right now, I think we're going to see more growth.
Disregard for other people's property, I don't like that. Find something else to do with your time.
We do have younger kids in the neighborhood. I get anxious when cars are driving down our road.
And I know the cops are very busy, but they do not come through here and patrol very often.
We put on a lot of fun events, for the community. And we just don't often have the turnout that I think we could have.
We have a fabulous senior center.
I come every day of the week. I exercise 3 days a week over there. And then I play Rummy Cube 5 days a week.
For us to have this here, to live here with this, it's a well-kept secret.
Outside of that, though, we don't have a whole lot. Sometimes we'll have to drive a little bit further to go to some of the other parks.
Family and community is what relationships or what life is about.
Just a preview of what's to come tonight at 6. Right now, 5:45 a.m., 60 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. This is the shot here at I-10 East at Loop 1604. I believe this is westbound. This is the crash that RJ's been talking about all morning, and we're going to be checking in with him very soon.
Well, here is a little guy. I love the ears that are just kind of over there and then flapped over just a little bit. Felicia's here from the Animal Defense League. And who is this boy?
This is Skip, and he is a 2-month-old little shepherd available for adoption. If anyone is interested, he's probably going to be a larger pup.
And it's funny because his brother, who was on last week, was even bigger than he is. And he's going to, like I said, need those big bags of dog food. So
yes, for sure.
He'll definitely be, what, a 60, 70
I'm thinking, pounder? Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
So in other words, you're going to take up all the space on the couch, aren't you?
Exactly.
And you're going to climb up into bed. And, oh my God, his eyes are just, melt you. So
too cute.
Oh,
he's such a good boy too. And he was so quiet on the way here. He didn't make any noise at all.
Yes, you just got playing possum there. Yes, you are. So what you got going on?
Baby. Well, this weekend we have a couple of adoption events at PetSmart. So on Saturday from 12 to 4, we will be at the Park Central location. And then on Sunday from 12 to 4, we will be at the Stone Ridge location. So come on out, visit us, learn more about ADL, see what pets we have available for adoption. But we're super excited to have this partnership with PetSmart and be able to go out there and have some of our adoptables and hopefully get everyone a new home.
Yeah, and always, the puppies are the ones that I always draw everybody in, but don't forget about the older dogs as well, because you always you see, right what you get, that's what you're getting. So
yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, if you'd like more information about this little guy and all of their adoption events, head over 11300 Nacogdoches, Paul Jolly Center, across from the zoo, or give them a call at 655-1481, adltexas.org. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
All right, Skip and Trip. Yeah, I love those two little guys right there. Okay, guys. Quick check here of traffic here because we've been following this situation on the far east side taking place. If you are headed out in the Converse area or headed out to the Seguin area, so we have a car or a vehicle at least that we know that caught fire, is fully engulfed in flames about 30 minutes ago. We had multiple fire crews out there, so that car fire is out right now, but we still have emergency personnel on the scene right now. So again, this has been a developing situation over the past half hour or so. We are getting details that this is actually an I-10 westbound east of 1604. So it was a little bit of confusion about where this was. And again, the camera's out there, a little bit pixelated, a little bit dark, but this is the current situation here. So this traffic that you're seeing here on the frontage road, this is actually I-10 eastbound traffic, and I-10 westbound traffic is being affected right now. And that's basically what we're seeing on our maps, because we are seeing a backup now for all of our traffic coming in westbound from the Seguin area onto 1604 right now. Traffic backed up to about North Greytown Road, and we're looking at about traffic in through there about 19 miles per hour. So again, I-10 westbound at 1604, we had a vehicle fire, a car that was fully engulfed in flames earlier. Sarah Costa is getting to the scene. She, along with our photojournalists, are going to give us a little bit more information once they get on the ground there. But we do know at least one main lane was blocked and at least the shoulder there in that area. So that's the situation taking place there on the far east side. Everything else is looking okay in terms of some other parts of the city. Now we are getting some reports of a pretty big crash on the southwest side, 35 southbound near Fisher Road. I just checked the TransGuide camera there, and that's something that we're seeing a lot of emergency lights. So I'll get on the phone here real quick with TransGuide and get a little bit more information and see exactly what we're seeing on the far southwest side. So that's going to be affecting our drivers out in the Somerset area, in the Bon Army area. But for right now, biggest thing we're seeing, I-10 westbound at 1604, vehicle fire causing a pretty big backup out there.
And a few sprinkles on that lens too.
Add that to everything else that we're seeing.
And the sprinkles, rain, mist, fog, a little bit of everything. This is I-10 over there at 410. Now, granted, this camera's on top of the building there, but we do have a lot of low clouds and fog out there. And as just even in the past, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're now starting to see these cells really start to develop. And you can see this one is growing right here by Cuero. A lot of lightning strikes associated with that. And then over here, right around Poth Falls City, and you can see these are starting to develop into these thunderstorms. This one just to the west of Floresville, we're going to have to be on the lookout for that as it's heading up toward Elmendorf to develop some lightning strikes that are going to be showing up here. That's going to continue to grow. And then in and around town, we don't have anything that right now looks like it is going to be growing that much to produce lightning. Maybe these cells over here by China Grove, as well as on the southeast side of Bexar County, and then a few more showers over here by Lackland, a couple of moderate showers. But the better opportunity, or best place, I guess you should say, to see anything strong to potentially severe is going to be down here to the southeast, where the atmosphere is very ripe and things are, as you can see, already starting to blow up down here, and they will continue to do so throughout the course of the morning. 2 miles visibility at the airport. Kerrville is just 1 3/4 miles, 1 1/4 there at Hondo. Uvalde, thick fog as well all around the area. And temperatures yesterday only mid-60s. Today we will get up into the 70s and even 80s along the Rio Grande Valley. We're still going to be seeing temperatures about anywhere, say 5, 6, 7 degrees below average. Down here to the southeast, notice how computer models do have all of these cells continuing to develop here and over by Houston, down along the coast. That's where the better chance for anything strong to potentially severe is going to be. We'll still have a few of these cells in and around town. breaking the action midday, more developing later on. And again, Storm Prediction Center, Gonzales, our eastern counties down toward Victoria, where things are starting to develop right now. That's where Storm Prediction Center has the somewhat better chance for something. High winds and hail would be the biggest threats if anything does reach any severe levels, and then that small chance that's going to be in the San Antonio area. But again, most of it off to the east. 71 today, as I mentioned, 80 tomorrow. Then we kind of drop a little bit, but back to normal readings for the weekend, mid-70s. Another chance of rain late Sunday into Monday. A bit of a front Monday into Tuesday, not to cool us down, but to get rid of some of that humidity around here. More after this.
Traffic and weather are our main headlines this morning. And as we go to break, we're still watching that incident over in the far east side right now, where traffic is being affected by an earlier car fire. Complete coverage coming up.